Hey guys, I hope you're all well. I was driving yesterday and for some reason it was dropped into my spirit to talk about rejection. And I started thinking about all the ex-boyfriends that had broken up with me. And of course, I've broken up with some in the past. I've dated a lot of guys, suffice to say. But there have been some recent, well, the most recent ones, I should say, it's not that recent, but that were breaking up with me. And at the time, of course, it's devastating. And you're thinking, why? What's wrong with me? Am I ever going to find love? But when I think about that, and when I think about all the jobs that have let me go, and when I think about all the opportunities that have never happened, I'm an actress. I submit self-tapes all the time, auditions, and I get rejected left, right, and center, and that's fine. That's part of the business. And so it is in dating too, right? It's just part of it. You're gonna get rejected. But I think the nugget to take away is it always levels you up. If you're willing to take the lessons from it, if you're willing to decide to flip the mirror and look at yourself and say, okay, what do I want now that that's no longer in my life and I can fill it with something that brings me joy? And it allows you the opportunity to do something greater, to become a better version of yourself. Because I realize every time I got broken up with, I leveled up. I kept leveling up because I realized, I thought, you know what? Why don't I focus on what I want in life and my goals and my dreams instead of focusing on someone else and what they want? Because I have this tendency, and I don't know about you, if you're single and in a relationship, if you tend to almost codependently meld with that person and then you become them. It's like in How I Met Your Mother, I think there's a whole episode where Robin becomes whatever guy she dates, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm Robin in that episode. And that's not how life is meant to be. You're not supposed to date someone and then if they love football, you start watching football, or, you know, whatever they're into, you just say, okay, now we're going to just go all in on you. And while it's sweet to support someone and their ambitions and their hobbies and interests, you're not supposed to become them. So this single season has afforded me the beautiful opportunity that I'm finally getting to the point where I'm so grateful for, to work on my YouTube channel, to work on my music, to work on my writing, to work on my acting, to work on my comedy, to work on all, because I love entertainment, all things entertainment, all things healing. I'm a healer, really first and foremost, and all that falls under the healing umbrella. And I'm healing people and I'm helping people, and it's beautiful. I'm realizing that all that rejection has brought me here to this very moment for such a time as this. And in Romans 8:28, it says all things work together for the good of those who love him. So that means that no matter what life throws at you, you can fold it in and make it something beautiful, right? It's like when Bob Ross is doing his paintings, and I don't know if you're anything like me, as soon as he starts putting shadows, things that I'm thinking, where is this going? How's he gonna fix that? He somehow makes it beautiful, and it ends up just being this gorgeous work of art. And he has this saying, it says, what is it? No happy accidents, only happy, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on this? I love it. Happy mistakes. Anyway, tell me below, because I should have looked it up. I don't know. This just popped in my head. I wasn't going to talk about Bob Ross. And then all of a sudden it popped in my head. But it's taking the shadows, it's taking the things that you are sad about, depressed about, anxious about, that just don't feel fair or right or bad in your mind. You're putting it in a category. You're going, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good. When really, as crazy as it sounds, at the end of the day, it's all neutral and we're deciding how we're perceiving it. I know that sounds crazy, right? Especially when it comes to really bad things. That one's hard to wrap my head around, trust me. But it's realizing that in the timeline of your life, eventually when you look back, it's going to make sense why you had to go through the things you had to go through, because you're going to be, you went point, A, B, C, D, and you look back at point B and you go, wow, I wouldn't have been at point D if I hadn't gone through point B. There's that quote, I think it's from Steve Jobs, I don't know, but about only looking back can you connect the dots of your life, or something like that. But it's so true, but you can only look forward. Can't look back. But when you do glance back, you go, oh, okay. So I am so grateful for all of that rejection, because I'm thinking I would not have leveled up to this degree. And if you look back, you can look back, if you want, go back to some of my first videos, like 5, almost 6 years ago now. I even look different. You can tell, there's times you can tell I wasn't in a good place, and I was maybe in a bad relationship, or not really focusing on my self-care. And I look now and I'm thinking, wow, I feel like I'm aging in reverse. It's because I finally decided to love God, love people, love me, and not just chase after something that ultimately it's just a human that we're putting on a pedestal, or a job, or whatever, insert whatever you're idolizing here, right? If it rejects you, that is such a beautiful thing. They say, man's rejection is God's protection. That's a saying you've probably heard. And if you haven't, there you go. There's a gem for you. But it's so true. You're being protected from something. You're being rerouted for a reason. I so totally believe it, as crazy as it is. And in the moment, it might not feel like it, and you might hate it, and you might be like a toddler kicking and screaming and throwing a tantrum. And having a million tissues on your bed crying over somebody. But at the end of the day, when you get over that thing, that person, that situation, you will be so much stronger. You're like a phoenix rising from the ashes, and every new form you take is just stronger, 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 stronger. And you can even look at examples of people who have really been crazy successful, and they've all been rejected. I read bazillions of, a lot of autobiographies, biographies, and there is not a single one I've read yet that's been like, oh, you know what? As soon as I picked up my guitar, they said, you're it, and we signed you for a record deal. No, that's not how it works. They had to bust their butt, play gigs, or whatever it is, depending on the biography I'm reading, or the autobiography usually. And a lot of times they would get rejected. The Beatles were told that guitar music's on its way out from a record label exec, or Decca Records. What? Here we are in 2024. I think guitar music is just fine and well. J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter series, she was rejected, I don't know, I think it's like 13 times or something, and people were like, kids don't want to read about wizards. It's 2024, I don't know, look around, kids are obsessed with Harry Potter still, and the woman's like probably a billionaire. KFC, Colonel Sanders, his recipe was rejected a bunch of times, and he didn't make it till later in life. There's just so many examples. And if you go to my community tab, I put Stan Lee, who created Spider-Man, and a ton of other Marvel characters, comic book illustrator and writer. He was rejected. Spider-Man was rejected when he first came with the idea. If you haven't watched that video and you're somebody with a dream and a goal, I highly recommend watching it. It's so inspiring how he stuck to his vision, and he kept going despite what people told him, the naysayers, the rejection. So rejection is a beautiful thing. Even if it doesn't feel like it, I promise you it is. And what's exciting is if you do get rejected in some capacity, just remember to yourself, something better is coming. And give yourself that hope and hold on to that hope. Because really and truly, something better is coming. And I can't wait for you guys in the future to write in the comments, oh my gosh, Rebecca, I kept going in XYZ and now I'm the successful business person, or I'm, with the love of my life, or whatever the thing is that you felt hurt at the moment you're watching this video for. I can't wait to hear your stories. So I love you all. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.